What is going on, everyone? And in this video I'll be giving you my UFC Vegas 31 main and co-main event prediction for the upcoming event taking place July 17th, Saturday. It should be, I think the main event is going to be a good fight, because I think it's kind of like one of those ones where you kind of expect Makhachev to go in there, grind him out, but then the reality is probably not going to be exactly that. Maybe it will be, but I think it'll be a competitive fight. And it's not two necessarily known guys, so maybe they'll do something crazy. Maybe they'll get a lot of fans on their side. And then obviously in the co-main event of the evening, we have Miesha Tate coming back, taking on Marion Reneau. And I think the most exciting thing there for a lot of people is going to be Miesha Tate, just to see how she can come back. But we'll talk about that later. Obviously, in the last event, Conor McGregor breaking his leg, breaking his leg basically. And then they want to fight for the fourth time. I really don't want to see that fight for a fourth time, for a fifth time, because I do think Poirier was definitely winning that fight even before he broke his leg. Like, it was one of those things where, he takes him down, gets him a little tired, and then he kind of, because if you look at the shot even, but I don't know, I guess it's hard to say, right? Because if he was injured. But then again, it gets to a point like, what are we doing? We're going to run it back for a fourth time, run it back for a fifth time. And then I feel like Conor McGregor just kind of loses his fire when he's doing all that. I think he should definitely try to go after something else maybe, and just, I don't know. I really don't know what's next for Conor McGregor, but we'll have to see. But anyways, did okay at that event too. Obviously didn't get perfect, but I did pretty decent, I would say. So we'll move on. And other exciting news: Robbie Lawler taking on Nick Diaz. That's going to be an exciting fight. I'm so excited to see that fight. I think it's a great fight for both guys. Lawler might try to take him down, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't think Lawler's going to try to take him down. He probably should try taking Diaz down, but I think, we haven't seen Diaz in so long. And they haven't fought. The last time they fought, they were in 17 years ago. So we'll have to see how it looks. But I'm excited for that fight. Always excited to see. And I think Nick Diaz, like, no disrespect to Nate Diaz, but I do think Nick Diaz is definitely, like, probably a little bit better, the better brother, the bigger brother. And I think he's gonna definitely. I don't know what he's gonna do actually. Obviously we haven't seen him. We can only just assume he's gonna fight like a Diaz brother. So that should be exciting. But we'll definitely talk about that when that comes. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and show you guys my picks, and then we'll talk about the co-main event and the main event. So we talking about the co-main event of the evening, and we have Marion Reneau taking on Miesha Tate. And for this fight, Marion Reneau, I think she says she's going to retire after this fight. So obviously not where you want to see someone say that right before a fight. 9-7, not the best record either. With that being said, though, she obviously is a veteran in the game. We've heard of her before. And, she's coming off 4 losses. Again, not the best thing to see. Granted, they were all decision losses, not the most exciting fights. The last fight she was able to win was against Sarah McMahon, and she was able to finish that fight via submission. And I think that was just an exposing of Sarah McMahon diving in for takedowns too much, and she was just able to kind of expose her that way. She had a draw with Betch Correia. She's fought Holly Holm, she's fought Kat Zagano, Yana Kunitskaya, Raquel Pennington, Sarah McMahon. She's fought a lot of these people. Jessica Andrade, like, she's definitely a veteran in the game. She's fought the best competition there is for her division, but again, 4 unanimous decision losses is just not what you want to see. She's retiring. She does have some pretty decent boxing, but I wouldn't say like it's the greatest. I think, in my opinion, for Marion Reneau, I think the biggest thing here is maybe she can see if she can pull off some sort of submission. Maybe Miesha Tate gets, because I think Miesha Tate will be the one grappling in this fight, and I think she's going to try to grapple this one. I would expect her maybe to even try to go for a submission. We know Miesha Tate can definitely go for the submissions. Obviously there's questions to ask with the time off. What's happened? Is she going to look completely different? Is she going to look really bad? Like, we don't really know. Veteran in the game as well, former champion, but like, this is definitely a fight for Miesha Tate to win. I mean, I don't think like they scheduled this fight for a reason, you know. It's like if Miesha Tate wins, okay, she gets back in the win column. If she does it impressively, maybe they can throw her back into some sort of title contention thing against Amanda Nunes. Granted, I still think Amanda Nunes, unless Miesha Tate looks absolutely different and completely changed and like a beast, I still think Amanda Nunes pretty much handles her. But with that being said, I think Marion Reneau is definitely probably going to try to keep this fight standing. I would look for some defensive submissions, maybe some awkward positions she can kind of get Miesha Tate in. If Miesha Tate decides to grapple, if she tries to go for a submission, I think grappling though. I don't think Miesha Tate's going to strike with her too much. I don't think Miesha Tate was ever necessarily. I mean, she definitely did land. She definitely had some good striking abilities, but you know, I wouldn't say it's one of the most greatest. I mean, we saw against Holly Holm, against a good striker, she eventually got her with a submission. Raquel Pennington, she was able to decision her. You know, Sarah, I guess she does have some pretty decent striking. It's not like she's known for striking, but I would think Miesha Tate's maybe known a little bit more for like grappling, getting some submissions. And that's what I would kind of look for her to do. And I think Miesha Tate is going to be the hungrier fighter. You know, she doesn't want to retire. She's coming out of basically retirement in herself, and she's coming off a long layoff, and she wants to just go ahead and get this done and wants to show the world what she's about. So I would expect Miesha Tate to definitely go out there and not just pull off a decision. Although I'm going to take her by decision because I do think Mario Reneau, you know, she has 4 losses in a row, but they all come via decision. She's a solid fighter, and I think Miesha Tate, you know, it might be a little hard to get her out of there. So I'll take Miesha Tate on this one. I don't know if I want to say dominant, but I will say, I guess I can say dominant. I guess Miesha Tate's, I think she's going to beat her via pretty dominant decision. If not, get a submission somewhere in there. So I'll go Miesha Tate on that one. And then in the main event of the evening, we have Islam Makhachev taking on Thiago Moises. And, you know, I think obviously we know what we're getting with Makhachev. He's going to be the fighter where he's going to go in there. He's going to try to grapple you, take you down like 40 times in a row. The only time he has lost in his mixed martial arts career was via KO against Adriano Martins. And Adriano, I mean, you know, that was probably more of just an opening that Martins had, and he landed the perfect punch and he took him out. Because if you look at his rest of his record, I mean, he's grappling guys. You know, he's just slamming guys. He's coming out of Russia. He grinds you out. You know, he has good cardio. His striking, though, I would say it's not it's not horrible. You know, it's definitely not like he's definitely not exposed. Maybe against a better striker, he would be a little bit more exposed. But you know, everyone's fearing those takedowns so much that I guess like I don't know. It's just he kind of uses everything just like Khabib. You know, he kind of. The fear of the takedowns opens up some striking here and there. He's coming off of a submission, Von Flue choke versus Drew Dober. He's coming off a decision against Davi Ramos. Decision, Cajun Johnson, he hit him with the armbar. Gleison Tebow, he knocked him out. Nick Lentz, decision. Chris Wade, decision. I mean, this guy is literally like, you know what he's going to do. He's going to go out there, he's going to try to grapple you. He's going to just climb on your back, try to go for a submission. I wouldn't say maybe he's the best finisher in the world, but he's definitely one of these guys who can, you know, definitely grind you out. And then for Thiago Moises, in some of his fights, he has been kind of grinded out. You know, he has definitely been taken down before. He does have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu on his side. I don't know if he's going to be able to necessarily use that in this fight. You know, he has a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but I don't know if he's going to be. I mean, I would hope that he goes for the aggression for the submissions and try to expose Makhachev maybe somehow. You know, obviously when you have some guy diving in on you like that, there's going to be some opportunities go ahead for a submission. So maybe Moises tries to go for some of those submissions, maybe tries to keep the fight standing. I think he needs to be aggressive in this fight. I think he needs to press forward. He can't be afraid of the takedowns because the moment he starts getting taken down over and over and again, it's just going to keep going like the same thing. And then he's going to get grinded out for 5 rounds and possibly finish depending on how bad it is. But I think for Moises, if he can definitely go in there and it's hard, man. It's really hard against these Russians, man. These guys, I mean, he's literally like a protege from Khabib. We know what's going to happen, you know. It's kind of hard to, you know what's going to happen, but you go in there and it doesn't work the right way, and then you're getting taken down 20 times, and it's just like not how you wanted the fight to play out. So for Moises, obviously keep the fight standing, try to grind out, try to just be so aggressive with that, with the stand up. Don't let it get to the ground. I don't think he should be on his back. Even if he could pull off a submission, maybe. I don't think he should just be pulling guard or anything like that. He's got to stay on his feet, be aggressive, really hurt Makhachev, get him diving in for takedowns and see what he can do here. Stay off the ground, stay off the fence, don't get grinded out. It's really what he's got to do. But, man, it's going to be hard. And there's a reason why he's a minus 575. There's obviously a reason why Makhachev's a minus 575 because we all kind of know what's going to happen. Or at least that's what we expect to happen. He's 19-1. We know he's coming out there. He's going to grind him out. He's going to try to take him down. He's going to hold him down the fence. He's going to hold him on the floor. He's going to work positions. He's going to climb on his back and all this kind of thing. So maybe might not be the most exciting fight if Moises isn't able to really do anything early on and kind of accepts the grappling. But I think he's going to be able to do maybe something on the feet, make it a little bit more competitive than we're assuming, or not. Maybe he just gets absolutely destroyed. So, but I can't pick Moises just because Makhachev, man, the game plan is so there. And they all know it's coming, and then they still get grinded out, man. It's so tough to deal with these kind of guys. So I'm going to go Islam Makhachev on this one. I think it might be like a back and forth as far as like the striking is on the feet. But I do think when it comes to the grappling, I think Makhachev is going to be able to pretty much take him down and kind of do what he wants with him on the floor. Maybe he gets caught, but I feel like it's more likely he's going to grind this one out. And then hopefully look for a submission. Because if he just grinds this out for 5 rounds and everyone falls asleep, you know, you're not really building yourself up. Why do you need to fight for the championship, right? Because Khabib grinded people out, but it was like dominant performances. It wasn't like, oh yeah, you know, and I mean, not to say like taking someone down like 10 times is not dominant, but it's just like, you know, you want to go for a finish because it's like if you can easily handle someone like that, you should be trying to go for some sort of finish. So hopefully Makhachev is able to do something like that. Maybe he goes for a submission. Yeah, maybe he goes for a submission against a BJJ black belt and see some crazy stuff happening. So I'll go for the Hail Mary on this one. I think I'm going to take Islam Makhachev, not by decision. I'm going to take him to win by round 3 submission. I think he beats Thiago Moises. So that'll do it, guys, for my UFC Vegas 31 main and co-main event prediction. Not the most exciting card of the year. Kind of one of those cards where you kind of just hear about and then maybe something crazy happens, so you go and watch the highlights. I'll obviously be watching it, but like I keep saying, not the most exciting thing. A lot of casual fans, a lot of people don't even know who the hell is fighting. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for coming back every week, you know, dropping in just to watch the video. And thank you guys. Go ahead and leave a like if you want to, and go ahead and subscribe if you want to. And I'll see you guys in the next video.